Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm getting ready to make two leather bracelets. They're firefighter themed, so we're going to do one with this lovely fire extinguisher. And this was a pin that I got on AliExpress, and I went ahead and cut the pin off. And I have to say, this was a lot of work to get off. Um, So it's really well made, just to let you know. Now, I did test it out with the pin, so let me show you the basic idea. So I have this um, thick, flat leather cord, I guess you would call it, and I have two of them put together to give me the width that I need. And I added these spacers. They just slide right on. They are a bit loose, so we're going to put glue on that, but um, bear with me. The idea was to put the fire extinguisher in the middle here. And it is kind of out a bit. You can see how it's raised. So you really have to secure it well. So I did leave the point of the pin on there, and you know, it comes with one of these guys here, but it stuck out quite a bit, so that would not be comfortable at all. And then I did clip the pointed edge off and pushed it in there because then I figured we'd stick it between the two strands and glue it as well and secure it that way. But and I was going, or I did try to use my metal hammer and do some chasing with it to kind of round the tip off so that it would, you know, secure in here. It was not happen at all. The metal on this was way too hard. Yeah, it was pretty incredible. I was amazed at it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to attach it using, this is nylon thread that they use for, it's called tapestry thread. So it's used on leather couches and regular couches. This is 100% nylon and it will not break. And it wears really well. So you can imagine they use it for furniture. So like the rubbing and rubbing, it doesn't come apart. I have used this for 10 years now for leather wrap bracelets. It's fantastic. The leather will fall apart before the strand will. So we're going to use that, and I don't know if you can see this, but let me see if I can get some light down in here. There are some gaps between the red tube and the metal. So yeah, there you can kind of see in through there. Get my needle and show you. So my needle actually goes through. So hopefully it's a bit tight there. It may have gotten tight from me hammering, but we'll see. We'll just see if we can get that in there. Even if we go through the front, which you can get in through the front, and then we'll move our thread back. See what we can do. So we are going to attach it with the thread, and then the thread's going to go around the leather, and then we're going to put some glue behind this on the thread and at the thread that's wrapped, and then this will go over top and glue. And I've done some gluing with this leather and clasps like this, and it's amazing how well, like I did this one here, it does not come out at all. Like I'm pulling hard on that side, pulling, it's not coming out. And I actually put a drop of glue underneath this flower, and it is not moving. So that's the E6000, so it works really well. So that's that one there we're going to do. The second one is this one here. Oh, put too much shine on you. So it's a firefighter with I don't know that you would have your axe and your hose at the same time, but we all get the idea of what the image is for. And this one has two little holes so we can thread through there, attach it, and look at how amazing this looks. This was really inexpensive. So then once we get the thread wrapped, then we can push that over with some glue, and then the other side, and you have this lovely bracelet. So let's get started, and hopefully this is. I'm a little concerned this one. Um, yeah, I guess if the top one is in the right place, then we don't have to worry too much. And I probably shouldn't try and move the tube too much because it'll potentially. This looks bent. I did some hammering. Never mind. Move along. So let's cut some thread. And I'm going to cut about an arm's length. And I'm using a collapsible needle just because this thread is really thick. It's not beading thread, so you do need a collapsible needle, or a kind of an embroidery needle might work. So what I did was I cut, so the person's wrist is 8 inches. I cut 9, and I'll tell you why, a little more than 9. Actually, let's even this out here. I have my ruler. The person is going through chemotherapy, so they've lost a lot of weight. That's my friend Steve, and shout out to Steve and his wife Deborah. So I made him a bracelet that was larger and it was too big. So there's the 9 on the other side there. So that's 9, and let me just clip these long ends here. And so what I'm going to do for Steve is I'm going to have, there's enough leather here to make a 9-inch. But what we'll do, and you can cut this with scissors when this gets to you, Steve. So, and to glue it, so you just glue, I will glue one side and you can glue the other side. And if you don't have E6000, now they sell it at Walmart, but if you don't have it, you can always use Crazy Glue. Works great. And I mean, it's just the end. It will hold it for sure. So that's that one there. So let's move this aside and see what we can get going here. Let's see if I go down this way. Okay, it's super tight with that needle. Oh, it's actually going through. I'm surprised. Now be careful. I noticed this, like when I was trying to polish this part here. Let me enlarge this. When I was trying to polish this part, I actually nicked it and the paint came off. So if you're using a needle like I'm doing right now, you might want to be a little careful. Now it doesn't want to, the thread is kind of sticking a bit. There we go. So I may bring this down a bit and use a portion of this to wrap a couple of times on the leather. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to bring it around here. And I'm going to put a knot here. And then we'll wrap it a couple of times, another knot. If you have a better idea on how to do this, absolutely, I welcome any suggestions. A lot of these things I do, I get an idea. My wife's like, oh, you're bright ideas, Emma. I get an idea, like, okay, this is what I want. Now, let me see if I could figure it out. So these are not like polished videos like you see on YouTube. You know, when my parents were still alive, they would say that internet thing. They would be so amazed at what I'm doing on YouTube. I totally could see my dad doing YouTube. He created so many things, invented so many things, and he was a great teacher. So that's a bit loose, but we'll tighten it as we go. So let me let's see if I can do another knot and tighten that before we start going in and out. There. And add another knot. Just to hold that knot. So with this nylon cord, you kind of have to do a double knot. Let me tilt the camera here. You kind of have to do a double knot for the knot to secure because it's very slick. Oh, that didn't do what I wanted to do. Oh my heavens. Let's see if I can get that out. It got loose just at the end there. Let me try it with the needle. Sometimes if you grab hold of the thread, there. I don't know if that loosened it or not. Something's coming out. There. Let's try that again. It's the camera is above what you're seeing, so it's really hard to do this at a distance and with the camera in the way. Let's see. Of course, the fire extinguisher is actually sliding around, so I'm having a hard time. You almost need the second person to help you here. Okay, let's see if we can get that. I don't think that's going to do much. Oh, I guess it did. Okay, so that's my needle's bent. Oh, okay, let's go through a couple of times. Let's see where I can get through. I have a cat trying to get on the chair. It's actually working. I don't know if that's going to go through. Try to press it back. Went through. Surprise. Ow. And let me just move this one around crisscross. I think that will make it a little snugger. And let's cross on this side. And cross that side. Let me see if I can put a knot in here and we should be done. So using the nylon thread is securing it, but it's kind of a second step or security to the first. So let's put this through and hopefully tie this off, because the glue does most of the securing. Okay. That down. There. So I'm just kind of bringing the threads together. And let me put one more knot just to be safe. There. I wonder if I can get this through the slider, because we are going to glue the slider. So if I put the thread through, then maybe it will adhere to the glue and the leather. There. Pull those through. And I'm gonna bring the slider forward. We're going to leave it out a bit because we're going to put glue and then we're going to push it in. So let's get this thread straight. And I'm going to take a look, make sure it's where I want it, like that. So you're going to have to be careful with this piece if you want it to sit exactly flush like that. Just leave it overnight. I leave it for about 24 hours. It probably doesn't need that much, but better safe than sorry. And even with me being as impatient as I am, at least. Get rid of that. So I'm going to put some, actually I might put a drop here. I better put it on the piece of paper. And I'm going to use my toothpick to get some. So I think I'm going to get some on the fire extinguisher. Look at that. So I'm going to tilt it over a bit. See if I can get some in there. And do the other side. Now I'm going to put some at the front and some at the back for the slider. Running out of hands again. So put some there. And I think I'm going to put some on the thread, even though that will be exposed. Okay. So let's slide this one on, because the glue is not set, but it dries really fast. Hang on to that thread. And I'm going to kind of jiggle it on so that the glue doesn't kind of seep out like it's doing there. And if you want, you can use your toothpick and just roll away from the slider, and that will get rid of the excess glue. So let's do this guy. Trying to do an even amount from the other side. Just make sure that's turned a little. And then about there. Okay, let's see if we can jiggle this on. And try and make it even on both sides. Like that. Let's get that glue out of there. Although it could run it towards the thread. And just clean it up a bit. Let's see what we got on this side. That there. Okay, so now we can cut these threads. Where's the scissors? So this is what we have. Let's clean this up here. Get a fresh toothpick. So yeah, you can see the shine there. Now, sometimes this glue, see, that's pretty easy. Sometimes it peels off when it's dry. So, there we go. To the other side. Yeah, this one's already setting. Okay, so now let's glue one side of the, so you can see this could be amazing. And so I got the leather from Exotica Leather, and the rest of the items I got from AliExpress. If there's anything in particular you're interested in, just let me know. I'll post the links. I don't post the links routinely because, you know, they've been posted already in other videos, but definitely if you ask, I will get you the link. Just to mention, so if you see the leather is curling like this, so use your leather in the way that it's curling. So it would go on your wrist like that. And the same idea stands for the clasp. So this clasp has a bit of a circular arch to it. So put your clasp on that way. So I am gonna put some glue on the inside. I'm gonna use some fresh glue because I find the stuff when it's sitting around it gets really quickly unusable. So that is probably all we are gonna need for this. So I'm gonna put some inside the clasp and try and get it in down really well, and then we'll put some on the leather. Okay, there. Actually, I'm gonna, yeah, I thought one piece was a bit longer, so let's cut that. Okay. So these are snug. Just, so it takes a bit of kind of maneuvering in. I have, let me use my bead reamer to poke it in a bit. There. So it just needed some help because once that's there, you can push it all away. Because we put so much glue, you're going to see some come out. We'll just clean that up, but get it in there all the way. And take a look at the back. See? So there's no glue coming out the back. There's just a little teeny bit. Get a clean toothpick here. And just roll it away and it pulls right off. So like I said, you're going to do the same on the other side. I'll stick it in, but we won't glue it so that he can adjust the size accordingly. A little bit finicky here. There. Now, if you want, rather than using these spacers, if you don't have these spacers, you can do a wrap around. And I've done that for some bracelets. It looks really nice. So, you know, don't stress if you don't have all the supplies. You can do this with round cord as well. So there is the first one. So let's go ahead. The second one should go a little quicker. I already have it. I dry fitted in there because I wanted to show you. So this is the second one. And this was only $3 on AliExpress. I think it was like $1.83 and the rest was shipping. And it's on a chain. Really nice. But we're not going to bother with the chain. We're just going to put that right on there. So let's just move that aside. And get my tools and take the chain off. Okay. My needle nose pliers. You could actually use the jump ring to attach it if you want. But I find if you don't close it exactly right, you end up with the thread passing through the space on the jump ring. Just trying to close this, saving it, but I guess I should just, never mind. And take this one off. Try and find the opening here. So this one we're gonna do it pretty much the same way. It should go a little easier since there's easily you can get through. Let's just move these guys and get rid of the extra bits and bobs. So that, and that. So let me pull this one out. Slide this one on. And slide the next one on. And they're the same on both sides, in case you're wondering. Some are rounded on one side and flat on the other, but these are both the same. And I did the same thing. I measured 9 inches with this bracelet or leather, and then we're gonna let him cut it and fit it. So let me flip this. I have too many tools on my desk. Let me just cut it the same. There. Okay. And so this one will be even better. You will not see. Actually, you know what? We didn't even have to put thread. Look at that. That's even better. Okay, so we will put thread just to secure it. But you know what? I might use some of my beading thread for that. And I can't remember what I was going to tell you. I'm sure it'll come to me. So let's get my beading thread out. I thought I had it. Just use this stuff here. Actually, there's a piece that will work. So we'll do one on each end. Let's put that through here. So we really don't need that much of this. So I'm gonna put a couple of knots. go around a couple of times and then cut it. Just like that. And come to here. And you can actually go through the two beads and come back around. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should do that. Here, let's bring that out and slip this through here. And then we're going to loop around to the this loop here and just go around a couple of times like this. And go through. You can put a needle on this. It would probably make it easier. It's one of those days, you know, we have them. I don't know why. It's one of those days for me. So there's the one. I'm going to leave that because we'll tie that one off. So then this one, let's get the needle, a collapsible needle. Some days you do everything right and you follow all the directions. I was going to say follow all the rules. No, that wouldn't be me. Just ask my wife. Well, and other days you're like, no, let me take a shortcut. Okay, so I'm going to go through the hole and between the leather. You'll see there like that. Let me come through again to the hole. I think that's probably good enough, actually. So I think we're going to tie this off, and we'll do the same on the other side. Just do one more knot. There. And I'm going to clip that. Right there. And that's going to slide right over top. This down so that the thread is hidden. There, like that. There. So we'll put some glue there. But I wanted to see the position here. Make sure it's centered. Okay. Oh, you know what I wanted to do is I wanted to bend this. I'm noticing, you see how it's straight? I have this awesome tool. I need to get my money's worth out of the tool. So let's move that off. And then we can put this in without taking it off. Just put it in like that. And I would start gently. You never know what you're working with, if it's going to curve properly. or break. So that looks like it did it. Lovely. Both sides. And then it's there now. It's nicely rounded. Okay, get our needle through the leather, through the hole. Tie a knot here. And then we'll go in the opposite direction with the other. Thread. And do another knot. Okay. So let's get our threaded one. Let's do a figure 8. So we're going to go down, back, and then come up from the back and down through the middle. Okay. I'm going to do the other side again. There. And that is probably all I need. I don't have to go around with the other piece. Just these guys. Here we do. And let's get our knot. Out. And another. Take that needle off. Cut these guys. So there's what you have. So get some glue. Slide that over top. A little neater on this side, but I mean we're covering it up, so I'm not too concerned. Okay, let's get rid of this stuff. And grab our glue. And this is going in the mail tomorrow for Steve. In case you didn't know, Steve is a firefighter. Trying to get this so it's not on the piece. Too bad. Okay, let's slide that on. And then we'll just clean that up. And clean up the back. Actually, we might just leave this. See if I can poke the threads through here. I can. There. Let's get the other side. And get some on the back side. And turn this in a bit. Turn that up. This is turning out amazing. I'm going to see if I can poke that thread in under the So if you're doing that, you got to make sure you hold on to your slider. It's moving. See if we can get this in between the leather and through. Make sure this is where I want it. And clean this a little. It's gotten a little. And then you just polish it with your whatever rag you have. Because you can see the glue's kind of smudging everything. And then glue. Now we're going to glue one side here. So we might as well leave that one in. We'll glue this side here. Our toothpick. Put that in there. And put a bit on the other side. And when you're putting this in, you have to kind of work your way down because you see how that's not correct. I was getting ready to match them up this way, but it's actually the other way, so we do have to clip these. Let me have a hard time getting this straight here. There. It may not matter and it may not seem like much, but what'll happen is you'll get a gap in your two pieces of leather. One will be sticking out and the other one will be flush, so that's why. That. Get my bead reamer to put this in here. That went in. Sure. This one doesn't go in as far. It's shorter, the distance of the clasp. Okay. And like I said, just clean that up a bit. See if I can get this. There. It is, you can kind of see it's not centered, but I think, you know what, we might want to, I'm worried I don't know how it got off center. but if they're going to cut, they don't want to cut the glued side. So I'm going to actually take this out. Do that one and clean that out a bit. So let's glue this side. Knew there was a reason why I wanted to glue the one side. Okay, let's try this again. And put some. So this one's a little, right, no, this one here. This one's a little deeper. That one looks even. There. You can see a lot more glue than I needed. There. So I won't set this one in, although it doesn't look like there's any glue left in there, so there. So there is this beautiful, this one turned out amazing. This is awesome. And then this one here. Ta-da! Thanks for joining me and hanging out. I know it was a bit awkward, but at least we got it done, and now I can put this in the mail for him for tomorrow. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.